Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. Coming up on today's show, we're going to look at two recent outings. And they gave people a chance not only to raise money for their organizations, but for the golfers to network over 18 holes of golf. We look in on Elmwood Park Zoo's event at Bluestone Country Club. The zoo is celebrating its 95th anniversary, and the outing was the first for them in many years. And the celebration wouldn't have been complete without a visit from a giraffe. Then the Chamber of Commerce for Greater Montgomery County held their event at another Montgomery County premier course, Letter Rock Golf Club in Harleysville. Also today, fall's a great time for golf, but also a great time to experience the changing tree foliage. And how about a train ride from Boyertown to Pottstown on the Coalbrookdale Railroad through the Secret Valley? And you'll see how they renovated several century-old passenger cars. That, plus our teed-off panel, takes a look at what they would do if they had the chance to be a golf course architect. That's next, here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirsttphiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA. Experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality. A chance to be part of a team. A career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. Well, here's an idea for those of you who are planning golf course outings. What do you do to make it unique, maybe special? Well, here's a little tip from the folks at the Elmwood Park Zoo and what they did to make their outing at Bluestone Country Club definitely one to remember.
First off, welcome everybody to Bluestone Country Club. We are thrilled to have you in the first event that we have done for Elmwood Park Zoo. The golf course is in excellent shape. We think you'll have a great time today. So again, thank you very much for coming out.
We're celebrating our 95th anniversary this year. We have not done a golf outing in probably 20 or so years. So it was exciting to put one into the 95th anniversary celebration. So we have a series of events. We have a gala coming up at the end of the year. But we wanted to do this one to get our supporters out in this beautiful weather, get them away from the zoo, get to have a good time out in the golf course, do some more business out there, which I think is fun for them as well. And again, enjoy this great place here at Bluestone.
We're hoping that people walk away from today's event inspired about the zoo. We hope that if they haven't been for a while, they'll reconnect to us. But we also hope that we have some opportunities to network and have some opportunities to make some education connections. For us, it's heart of our mission is saving animals, and that starts with education.
So right now she's blushing. She's either shy or flirting. She's embarrassed. But like you said, she can lie. So she'll fake it, and then she'll walk over and then bite you in the face because she thinks, it's funny. I know, you think it's funny.
We have some of our absolute rock stars here today. We have Sally, who's a salmon-crested cockatoo. She is 45 years old. She is one of the oldest animals at the zoo, if not the oldest. And she can live into her 70s or 80s, so she's going to be with us for quite a while. We also have Rodney. Rodney is a Savannah monitor. He is about 5 years old. Now, Savannah monitors giant lizards, but he is like a puppy dog. He is friendly and engaging. He loves to do obstacle courses. So right now he's sniffing around, checking everybody out. We also brought with us Hoover's, our black vulture. And Hoover's one of the ones that for us is really important because black vultures, or vultures in general, get a really negative reputation. But in reality, they're so incredibly important to our ecosystem. If we didn't have vultures, we would have nobody who does nature's, garbage disposal for us. So they help clean up, take care of roadkills and animals that have passed. It's important that they're there and part of our ecosystem. And sometimes people don't understand them. They look a little maybe creepy to some people. I think they're beautiful, but it's really important that people understand how they are critical to our ecosystem.
I can't.
I went left.
So Bluestone is really proud of the golf outings that we're doing and the charities that we get to work with. Today we're working with Elmwood Park Zoo. It's their first golf outing for their 95th anniversary. One of the things that they wanted to incorporate in this golf outing was that everybody had an opportunity to enjoy themselves. So here what we did was on hole number 1, we used a ball launcher. This will shoot the golf ball anywhere from 225 to 325 yards. We did make this a longest drive hole, and the players had the option to use a regular drive or to use the gun launcher. As you'll see later on at hole number 3, we used a 3-man slingshot. There again, that will go about 140 yards, and that'll be closest to the pin. Here at Bluestone, we customize every golf outing to work with all the different individuals that are having the golf outings, whether it's charity or corporate, and we're pleased to be part of Philadelphia and growing the game.
So we have our gala, which is also back here at Bluestone. Philly Pops are doing the music, which is really exciting. But again, it's just a way to celebrate. We're going to roll out the master plan at that gala to talk about what the zoo is going to do for its 100th anniversary, which isn't that far away.
Thanks for being here, everybody. I hope everybody has a blast. Would you guys mind giving a round of applause, Pam, Dave, and all the rest of the volunteers? I've been running around like a nut, so I forgot a name or two.
We're excited to be able to have opportunities to have events where we get people outside of their office, and just a chance to get together. And so it's turned out to be a really good opportunity. Again, you have executive networking. People love to have fun, and it seems to almost be kind of a chamber thing to do. So this chamber's 106 years old, and so for about 60 some years of that, we've had an annual golf outing, and it's proved to be really successful and fun.
Okay, what company are you with, sir?
I'm happy to be involved. I'm happy to be here today at Letter Rock Golf Club because this is going to be an awesome day. And I'm lucky because at the tourism board, we get to promote all this great golf. Fall golf across Montgomery County gets bigger every year. People are playing golf through October into November, sometimes even December. It's a beautiful place to play golf in the fall.
Oh, there you go. The Chamber has over 800 businesses, and we all support each other, and we really believe by working together we can be successful and help build relationships and help grow our community. By doing that, we can have a vibrant business community so our citizens can come and enjoy shopping and dining and just supporting our local community, and in turn that supports our kids through the foundation as well. And the beneficiary is the Community Youth Foundation, which is the Chamber's foundation, and we help kids with literacy and workforce initiatives.
So there's a lot of good things going on today. But there's going to be beer at the 512 split, as well as beer under the pavilion.
For the community, it really is a nice touch. And I know my bosses like it just because it's just word of mouth. And also, again, they get to see this place. It is top 34 in the country for a municipal golf course. Just like the manicure of the golf course. The greens are always good, the fairways are always good, and for someone to get away for a weekend, this is a great place to come.
The Chamber of Commerce for Greater Montgomery County's mission is to bring businesses throughout the county together for networking, education, and community engagement. Golf is really a good opportunity, and we have a perfect day to do it today.
Plus, it's a great spot for golfers not only to get out there and enjoy the outdoors in their game, but to catch up and meet some new friends and network among themselves. All right, stay with us. Coming up next on Inside Golf, we'll take a look at a railroad, one that's 150 years old, and it's helping to revitalize Boyertown and Pottstown. That's coming up next right here on Inside Golf.
Oh, thank you. I'll get the donation to you.
Ready? Fire!
Whoa! Hey, do you guys want to come with us?
Welcome back to Inside Golf. Time to take a little bit of a ride, a railroad car ride on the Coalbrookdale Railroad. Now, the railroad was pretty much forgotten and abandoned. However, a group of investors and volunteers got together and they kind of revitalized the Coalbrookdale Railroad. Pretty interesting stuff. Enough maybe that you'd enjoy a ride.
Today marks our 150th anniversary. 150 years ago, a century and a half ago, our ancestors gathered here in Boyertown at the station to drive a golden spike in celebration of a 4.5-year arduous journey in building this improbable and beautiful little railroad between Pottstown, 9 miles to Boyertown. The railroad was built by soldiers just home from the Civil War. They worked hard and they partied hard, and they had a wonderful celebration here in Boyertown 150 years ago, just as we're doing today. The railroad was built to connect the earliest iron mines in this part of Pennsylvania and the oldest iron industries in all of the New World to Philadelphia, the rest of Pennsylvania, and beyond. This is a very important link between this community and the rest of the world. But we're also celebrating the revival of the railroad. Just as it was a monumentous achievement to actually build the railroad, it has been a monumental endeavor to restore the railroad and bring it back to life as a community and economic development project. So we're celebrating both of those milestones today. Thank you. In a few moments, we're going to drive a ceremonial golden spike. We drive that spike in celebration of both the extraordinary achievement of our forefathers in constructing the Coalbrookdale Railroad, and we drive it in celebration of the extraordinary effort of the people of our time in bringing that railroad back to life. The railroad is really a dream that we share, and I had the unique opportunity to be able to work with folks in Boyertown and Pottstown and Berks and Montgomery County at the state level and the federal level, governmental officials, private citizens, foundations, and it's a work in progress, but our work is to bring to life this vision of that halcyon time in American history when we did things because they were grand and because we were celebrated what it meant to be alive, really. And so much of the railroad's work has been to identify opportunities to restore passenger cars like this, to build station buildings in the grand style, to revive the downtown with a community park with the railroad heart at its center. And you're beginning to see pieces of that either under construction or under restoration here at the Coalbrookdale. So this car, for instance, was a completely rusted out hulk. And you can see several other cars on the property that are the before. This is the after. And part of our work is not just to build spaces and places that celebrate that history, but also to teach the skills that can recreate that. So you can imagine the kind of skill that was necessary to take what was essentially a car that had no windows, no floor, no ceiling, and turn it into this.
And now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of Montgomery County, do recognize the 150th anniversary of the Coalbrookdale Railroad.
And during the grand period of passenger rail travel in the United States, every railroad had a slogan or a tagline. And the Coalbrookdale Railroad's is the Secret Valley Line, indicating that this is a hidden gem. It is yours to discover. And so we're hoping the word will spread about the quality of attractions that are here, because they truly are world class. The railroad's foliage runs are among the best foliage excursions that you can find anywhere. Because of the sheltered nature of the valleys in which we travel, the leaves achieve a brilliance that they don't achieve in other parts of this part of Pennsylvania. So we're very lucky, and those trains sell out, and they include cider and donuts and hay and pumpkins and all the things that make fall a favorite time of year. And of course, our Christmas season, you can see the beauty of this train. Now just imagine it decorated in the splendor of an Edwardian Christmas with Santa Claus, and there's caroling. You're welcome to have Christmas dinner on board the train, and it's a really magical experience. And as folks come and they discover us, we are amazed at the ratings that they give us, and very grateful that in just 5 short years, a largely volunteer-powered railroad restoration project has become the highest rated heritage railroad attraction in our region. So we're very proud of that. we connect not just to people and places, but we also connect to a different time, a past that no living person remembers, but they can explore in history books, but also to a better future. The jobs that the railroad creates, the economic impact that the railroad makes in both communities and both counties is profound and will continue into the future. So it's something that we're celebrating today.
So as you can see, the Coalbrookdale Railroad is enjoying quite a revitalization at 150 years old. In fact, it's drawing tourists from all over the nation, some from around the world. They've found out it's worth the drive and a ride on the revitalized Coalbrookdale Railroad. Coming up next, we're going to go to our teed-off panel, see what's on their minds. That's next on Inside Golf.
I mean, I think that's what we're looking for in a par 3. Certainly, it's not boring by any means.
Welcome back as Inside Golf continues now on our teed-off panel here at Bluestone Country Club, Bluebell, Pennsylvania. And we're right by the country house on the back patio overlooking the championship golf course. And for more information about Bluestone, just go to their website. It's bluestonecc.com. The head pro of Bluestone joins us, Chris Gardner. Good to see you again, pro.
Good to be here.
Always a pleasure to be here
the
with you.
Website, they can call me, they can stop by. You know, we're here year round.
Yeah, and here we are. The golf course looking as green as ever.
As good as it can be right now.
Great shape.
Yep, firm, fast, and the rough is long. So
there you go.
We got a good test.
All right. Joe Logan, no stranger to Inside Golf, myphillygolf.com. You write about everything golf, right,
golf.
Joe?
That's stick to golf.
That's it. Right.
No
He's
politics.
A singular guy, nothing
golf.
else. And Oscar Mestry, Vice President of the Golf Association of Philadelphia, member at Overbrook, and a great ambassador for the game, no matter where you go.
Thank you, Harry.
You're the
Thank you
man.
for having us.
Hey, Chris, imagine if you weren't a head pro, but an architect, golf course architect. I'm wondering, what would you do when it came to a par 3, a par 4, and a par 5 in terms of, well, a par 3 has to have this, this, and this. A par 4 must have this, this, and this, and a par 5 also. Now, a lot of it has to do with the topography of the piece of land, where it's located, you know, a seaside area, mountainous area. But can you kind of give us a broad look at what you would have to include on a 3, a 4, and a 5 par?
I think on a par 3 standpoint, if you asked someone who knows a good amount of golf courses, start with par 3, what all of those par 3s are going to have in common for the most part is they're going to be right on the water. That seems to be, you know, that's what the calendars look like. That's what everyone's, you know, pictures on Facebook are going to be from those golf courses, whether you're in Scotland, Ireland, or in the States. You know, it's always seaside is a good view. So, you know, if you're going to think of Pebble Beach as 7th, it's 110 yards, 15 yards, and it's probably one of the best known par 3s. And so it's not necessarily about length. And many tour pros will tell you they've hit knockdown 4-iron or 5-iron some days when the wind's coming at you, and other days it's a gap wedge coming down. So a par 3 that plays that versatile, I think would be a huge draw, in my opinion. So if you can have a player sit on the tee on a par 3, whether it's 110, 50, or 200 yards, and they see all the trouble, they know all the trouble, and that's all they're thinking about. I mean, I think that's what we're looking for in a par 3. Certainly, it's not boring by any means.
Sure.
Par 4, you can go. You know, nowadays you can go anywhere from 300 yards to 500 yards on a par 4, and I have enjoyed both of those for so many reasons. There's some great short par 4s in our section here in Philadelphia. You can think of other short par 4s like Riviera's 10th, where it's drivable, but they can't seem to make par when they need to. And long par 5s. You get every major now, the Open Championship or U.S. Open is going to have a couple of 500-yarders, and you know that brings its own challenge when you're going driver and 3-wood or driver and a hybrid to get there. You know, depending on what the hole gives you, everything's in game. And then par 5, I think, in my opinion, it's always if you can make 3 or 6 or 7. 3 or 7. Again, there's nothing better on a par 5 than to see a match. Stroke play for sure, switch on a dime just because someone hit that amazing shot and somebody else did not handle the pressure. So again, easy to go to, but the back 9 at Augusta, you know, the 15th, the 13th, how many times have we seen it? Seems like every year where somebody makes a 3 and somebody makes a a big number. And
Sure.
I think that's what makes it fun.
How about it, Joe?
I'm just the opposite. I like all kinds of golf courses, ocean courses, parkland courses like we have so many of around here. I played on a golf team once up in the mountains on a mountain course. I loved it. And I like, to me, different golf course architects are like different artists. I mean, each one's got a different idea. There's no single thing about any hole. Like you mentioned, par 3 water holes. Well, what par 3 is there more famous than number 10 at Pine Valley, which is nowhere near the water? It's a remarkable golf hole.
And who takes that picture other than at that hole of themselves in a bunker, right? that's the signature part of that hole.
One thing that has changed as I've gotten older, I used to want to play the course from 7,000 or 7,200, not anymore. Now I want to play from about 61 or 200 yards, and I'm much more appreciative of short par 4s with angles and sloped greens and undulations, and it's a more subtle, I don't know, to me it's more personality than just bombing, hitting a 3-wood or a 4-wood, long iron. I don't even carry a long iron anymore.
Sure.
They're in the closet where they could do me no harm.
I got you. Oscar, what's your preference on those holes?
Well, I kind of, believe, as Joe said, that, variety, right? I mean, whether you play the short par 3 as 10 at Pine Valley, or or a long par 3 on the water as Cypress Point number 16, is it? 17. Sorry. It's all about the circumstances, right? The fact that you have to, get anxious to hit this shot, and whether it's long or short, that to me is what makes a golf course good. That you just can't walk up, show up, and it happens. You have to plot your way through and miss it on the correct side. That to me is the value and treasure of great architecture. So that to me the sloppy architect just makes it long. Just all you have to do is hit it hard and hit it far and find it, and you want a
little character.
I would like character. I would like to make, to narrow the targets, make accuracy important, and not just make it a bomber's golf.
Final question, we'll swing around. Do you like the finish on 18 with a 4 or a 5 par? Or does it make any difference?
4.
4 par?
A nice difficult 4, yeah.
Okay. How about you, Joe?
You know what? I love a 5 where there's a chance for a birdie, but a good par 4, you can't beat that.
That's enough?
Can't go.
Yeah.
I would say, the majority, if I think about the majority of the golf courses I've competed in and at over the years, I'd say the great majority of them end on a par 4. So there's I'm accustomed to ending on a par 4. Ending on a par 5 is not totally different, but that stands out by exception. And ending on a par 3 really stands out by exception.
Right.
So I would go with a par 4 also.
And it's interesting because one of the great courses in our area has a par 5 on 17 and on 18. You finished back-to-back at Rolling Green with par 5s.
Yep.
That I don't think is anywhere else, any place.
And look at another great finishing hole in Philadelphia is the Cricket Club Wissahickon course.
Right.
That's a par 4. How many matches have been won or lost with a bogey on the last hole? That's a hard par 4.
Yes.
Right you are, sir.
Yes.
Right you are. Gentlemen, thank you. More to come. Inside Golf continues in just a moment.
Located in Bluebell, just a short drive from Plymouth Meeting, Bluestone Country Club offers a setting that's close at hand but feels like a world away. Bluestone offers a championship caliber golf course, practice facilities including a large driving range, separate chipping and putting areas, and a staff of PGA professionals. At the Country House at Bluestone, you'll find excellent food, superb service, and an outstanding setting. Their expert staff will assist in planning your next event, whether it's a wedding or simply a luncheon, dinner, or cocktail party. Check out Bluestone's variety of membership options. Much more than a golf course, Bluestone is a community.
Well, that's it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. Don't forget, the rest of the month of October here on NBC Sports Philadelphia and NBC Sports Plus, it's our special edition of Inside Golf, the Haverford Philadelphia PGA Classic, where the winner got $100,000, and it went 7 playoff holes. Check your listings, and of course, you can always see it on our YouTube channel. That's Inside Golf TV. I'm Harry Donahue, and remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. We'll see you next time here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.